All right, everyone. We are ready to start the next run. So please, how do we say? I can't find my words. Au secours! Our next run will be Turnip Boy Robs a Bank, run by Happy by 3. Take it away. Yay! Thank you! Or as we say, merci beaucoup.
All right. Sorry about that, y'all. We just had a quick mic thing to sort out, but we are good. I was just checking my settings, make sure everything's good, and then because as far as I know it doesn't affect gameplay, I figured we'd put it in French for our lovely host. And because it makes the let's go button say party, which I'm all about.
Yay!
So time will begin on C'est parti in 3, 2, 1. Let's go.
C'est parti! I'm so happy to see the game in French. I just can't thank you enough.
Got a salute toast. It's the developer's cat. I'm gonna give Toast a salute for good RNG.
Aw.
And then we get right into our tutorial. So if you've played the first Turnip Boy game but not the second one, you might be a little confused because the first one is very much a Zelda clone. And the second one is a roguelike twin stick shooter. So completely different game, but same protagonist. A lot of the side characters are the same. There is some new stuff added, but there's a lot of similarities in the charm of the game and recurring characters and such, but the gameplay is completely different. So they put us through a tutorial just to kind of teach us what we're doing here since it's different than last time. So this first area kind of sets up the structure that we're going to go for pretty much the whole game, which is you go into an area, you try to get enough money. Ooh, bad RNG. You try to get enough money to get an item off of the dark web that allows you to progress to the next area. Once you have enough money, that's the wrong one, bummer. Once you have enough money, you progress to the boss fight for that area. Beating the boss gives you access to the next area, rinse and repeat 4 times, and then we're at the end game. What I'm looking for here, you may have noticed there was one gray elevator and one gold elevator. In an absolutely optimal run, we will get a certain gold elevator on the first of those 2 spots. And if we get the right gold elevator, there's a pedestal in there that gives us $1,000. Most of the pedestals in this area are only worth 100. So getting $1,000 from that pedestal is huge. It means we can get the pickaxe, our first progression item, on our first trip to the bank, which obviously saves a ton of time because you don't have to go back. And the first couple trips back lose time because you have to do tutorial stuff. Sadly, we did not get that, and it's unlikely we will because there are 4 gray elevators, 4 gold elevators, and only one of them is the correct gold elevator. And even sometimes the correct gold elevator spawns and the pedestal's not inside. So getting absolutely optimal RNG for this section is pretty tough. There's a lot of factors that go into it. So I'm not shocked at all to not see it. However, I am a little shocked we only had one pedestal on that first trip, because that's just unlucky. But this is enough for 1500, which is what we're looking for. So like I said, there's a little bit of tutorial each time we go back here, teaching us about different parts of the home base. But we just get through those real quick so we can buy the pickaxe and move on to our first boss. Another kind of unlucky thing is that I haven't gotten any item drops from any enemies. So it looks like I'm going to be fighting this boss on default items, which is not only a little slower, but obviously a little harder than having a nice fancy upgraded item. But luckily, it's a fairly straightforward fight. Even with default items, I may take a little damage because the timing's a little different when you have default. But he only does a quarter health each time he hits you, so he's not super scary. Yeah, this is our first boss, Sergeant Yeehaw. Ooh, yay, item. And yeah, the other two phases are pretty much the same. So if you have anything you want to say, it is all you, Blue.
Well, thank you. And yeah, I have a very special donation for you. We have $10 from Satan herself.
Satan!
With the message, happy! You just know that I had to Turnip to this run for you. I'm banking on you having an excellent run because, boy, I know you will. It's always an absolute pleasure hanging out with you and watching you run. You're a delight and a joy to all. Good luck on Turnip Boy from the back couch. I mean, Binary Breakers chat.
Love you. Big Satan fan in this house. And I'm glad the Satan back couch pun donos didn't stop just because GDQ stopped. It's very important. Yeah, so we are on to our second section here, the seed stock. Oh my god, not the Choo Choo Connect. I'm only playing this game in French anymore. The train's called the Choo Choo Connect. I'm done.
Yeah, because it's doing
Beautiful.
choo choo. It does make sense.
So in the second area, this is another, like, if we're trying to find an absolutely perfect, if we're trying to get an absolutely perfect run, it is possible to do the seed stock in 2 trips. We need $8,000 to buy a cardboard box on the dark web, and there are 4 pedestals in this area, and each one is worth 1,000. So we already didn't get the perfect RNG, sadly, but I don't remember if I talked to him, so I'm doing it to be safe. Oh, that's awful. I'm going to backtrack a little to check some doors, because I'm looking for a particular elevator to give us a weapon that is going to make us really overpowered in the late game. Bummer. But yeah, so theoretically you can get through in 2 seed stocks if you get absolutely perfect RNG. That has not happened here, obviously, but one of the really nice things about this run, especially for like marathon settings, races, whatever, is like there's always a backup strat and then also a backup to the backup and probably a third backup after that. So although the run is very RNG heavy, and if you're grinding for like world record time or PBs, like there are quite a few RNG checkpoints where you might be resetting. In a marathon setting, or if you're just like doing no reset races, there's a ton of decision making to be done and a ton of like complexity to the run that I think makes it super fun. So even though it's RNG heavy, it's not necessarily like if you miss RNG, you're done for. Yay! So we found DJ Sizzle, or DJ Brazzy. I don't know how vowels work in French.
I didn't know, but like based on how you said, I think it's braise.
Was.
I guess Braise.
Yeah.
Was it? Yeah, braise. It's how do we say? I can't find the word in English. Sorry.
Oh, good. Yeah, so we are just short of the 8,000 we need because we once again got really bad pedestal luck in seed stock. So optimally, we'd only have to go back twice. We're gonna go back 4 times because bad RNG. So while I go back and check these pedestals real quick, if you've got anything for us, it would be a lovely time.
Yeah, sure. We had a $6 donation from Schmumbler. I hope I pronounced that right. If not, I'm so sorry. They left. Yeah, lovely. Thank you. They left no message, but thank you for a generous donation. We do appreciate it.
Hey, Schmumbler. Schmumbler's great.
And we also had earlier a $25 donation from Obican, who runs the Pizza Possum run that opened the marathon. And they said, sorry, the possum ate all the food, folks. Can someone grab something from the grocery store on the way over? Putting this towards Doggo Friend in Turnip Boy because puppy.
Oh, that reminds me, I forgot. We talked about it beforehand, but I forgot to put on my hat.
Oh yeah.
So I gotta go to the mailbox real quick and get all of the default hats. There is this really long hat, but it's not a default. It's RNG whether you get it or not. So I'm gonna show it to you real quick because it's hilarious. But it was not one of the donation options because it's not guaranteed that I'll get it. But you said the non-binary crown is in the lead?
Yep, exactly.
Woo! All right, non-binary flower crown it is. All right.
Yay.
Cool. So now we got our hat on. Yeah, thank you all for donating for the dog incentive. It's a, I think, very, very fun incentive because like you don't really lose any time. You don't really gain anything. It's just a cool dog that hangs out with you. And that's the optimal incentive, like, stakes for me. It doesn't affect the run at all. Just includes a dog. Alright, so doing that real quick. So now that we have the scythe, I should probably explain how it works. So we were looking for DJ Sizzle's door so we could get this scythe, because you'll notice every time I kill something, a little blue soul appears. And I have a soul counter down here. When you kill an enemy, you get a soul, and it increases the damage on the scythe. At about 82 or so, 100 is the max, but it starts around 80. Like, every enemy and every fight in the game starts to become pretty much negligible in difficulty. Like, you can pretty much just do whatever you want at that point. I think 70 is enough to one cycle boss. I think. Yeah, we're good. Okay. Yep, so that allows us to one cycle the boss. We did get this weapon from the first boss, which could also one cycle the candy apple, but we don't need it because we got an early enough scythe and enough souls. So that's one of the big, like, it's RNG, but it's vitally important that we get it in the run, is to get a scythe, because as you will see with some of the later bosses, like, these fights become completely negligible when you have the scythe equipped and full souls, especially when you have full souls and melee upgrades. Ugh. Only one pedestal in this area? That's terribly unlucky. Did I talk to this thing? No, I did not. I'm glad I remembered. So that's our next progression item. There's a bunch of food folk stuck together and forming a wall that's blocking our path. So we have to go buy a food folk separator, a perfectly normal item that everyone has in their home kitchen, so that we can get them unstuck from each other and pass through to go fight our next boss. To do that, we're going to need 3 pedestals because it costs 30k, and each pedestal in this area is 10k. In each area, the pedestals increase in value by a factor of 10. So it's 100,000, 10k, 100k. But I'm going to do a little safety strat here and buy these goop boots. The goop boots just make it so that we don't take damage by stepping on any goop on the ground. That includes from enemies or just this stuff in this area, which is nice because the goop will still slow me down, so I'm still going to try to avoid it, but a slight slowdown is not a big deal compared to a death. Death in this game is incredibly unforgiving, so a little safety strat like that is nice, because when you die, you lose any pedestals you're holding, half of the money you're holding, and your items. And that's the big one, because the scythe being the item we need to, like, you know, confidently kill bosses and finish the run, it's RNG if it pops up in an elevator door. So if we die and lose it, we have to just go hunting for elevators. And that can lose anywhere from a minute to 7 minutes, depending how unlucky you get. So we would like to avoid that if possible. Sadly, I only got 2 pedestals here, and like I said, I need 3, so we just have to go back one more time, look for one more pedestal. Hopefully that'll get us a little extra. I'm hoping I get like 2 pedestals so I can get some upgrades. I'll talk about upgrades next time I grab some. So in the meantime, if you've got anything to share with us, I'm just backtracking.
Yeah, lovely. We had a $5 donation from Soul Mass, who said, "Can I get a choo-choo for another $5 donation train?" Let's hear your choo-choo, chats. So let's go choo-choo.
Was that a choo-choo with a T at the beginning?
Yes, obviously.
Good.
It was the French choo-choo. And that's a great moment to also remind you all that we have so incentives opened. You can either, for the moment, choose if you want happybythree to change Turnip Boy's hat, or we have also a donation for Pepper Grinder, which is to upgrade the category to all levels. Let me quickly check if we got something in. Yeah, so the goal is $150 $150. I'm sorry, I'm terrible when it comes to numbers. I'm always struggling. And so we need an extra $49 to meet to meet the incentive. So if you want to go on the donation choo-choo train, please make sure to also add the incentive so we can unlock the whole category, the whole level category on Pepper Grinder.
Yeah, you should absolutely do that. Pepper Grinder is such an entertaining run. Claus is phenomenal at it. It's a very like execution heavy run, so more levels is just more chances to be like, why can't I be good at video games?
Exactly.
Yeah, so I got a couple of upgrades while we were doing that. The 2 big ones that we focus on are more hearts, because obviously, like, more health is safe and good, and there's also enemies that, you know, like Chad here starts to do like 1.5 hearts, maybe 2 hearts every time he hits us in that first cycle. And so like it's very important to not get hit. Luckily, we found out if we kind of stand below him there and strafe back and forth, the way Chad is designed is he has like a hidden reticle that is chasing us down when he first lands. And if that reticle never has a chance to focus on us, then he'll never take out his weapon. So if we just keep kind of moving back and forth and faking him out, he never starts attacking.
Congratulations.
Oh, but yeah, so the other upgrade that we really focus on is trip distance. As in the first game, the fastest way to move from place to place is by tripping. It's like a roll in Zelda, but significantly less graceful. And we can upgrade how far that trip takes us. So without upgrades, ooh, that's unlucky. I'm getting terrible pedestal luck this run. Without any upgrades, tripping is about the same as normal movement. With our trip all the way upgraded, it's like absurd faster, like just ridiculous how much faster we move with it. So we tend to prioritize that upgrade because it's fast and it's a speed run. But the good news is now that we're in an area with 100,000 per pedestal, money starts to become a little bit negligible. And before the final boss rush and everything, we're going to be able to get enough money to basically buy whatever we want, because we only need 150,000 for the bridge builder, which is our next progression item. And each pedestal is 100. So that means we have 50K in extra money to work with. God, only one pedestal again. I'm getting very unlucky. Actually, I think it's faster this way. So yeah, we have quite a bit of money left over with which we can purchase upgrades. So gonna do some damage upgrades and such this time.
I have to say, having the game in French makes me enjoy how funny it is even more. Like I just love the humor in this. Like every single little name, every single little thing is so much fun, sorry, and well thought. It's absolutely amazing.
No, absolutely. It is that way in every language. They did a really good job of like not just hiring translators, but making sure they had like localizers on the team. So like the humor carries between languages, and it is an equally enjoyable experience in any language, because that is really the heart of the game. Like when you play it casually, the heart of it really is like the side characters and recurring jokes and the names of things, and just like every bit of text has some charm to it. So I really appreciate that they made sure that charm comes across in other languages. I love that the hat doesn't move with you on that animation. Oh, and all that to say, if you want to play this game casually, you absolutely should. Ooh, we got double hits. This happens sometimes, and we don't know why. On the first phase of this boss, sometimes you just get double damage for every swing of the scythe, and we don't know why, but it's great. But yeah, you should definitely play this game casually, even if you've watched the speedrun. World record for this run right now is 20 minutes, and world record for 100% is over an hour. So there is a ton of content that you're not seeing in this run, like a ton of plot and jokes and side characters and side quests and stuff that is very fun to explore, that is not being spoiled by watching an any percent run. So highly recommend playing it if you have the chance. And the devs are good humans. It was officially announced this week that Turnip Boy is a genderqueer femboy. So truly representative. This is our tangerine dog. Boop. See, if he gets hit, a little shield pops up because he can't take damage. And when we pet him, he just follows us. So now he will join us on our next couple of quests.
Yay!
See, there he is, just a little guy. With our trip distance increased, we're a little fast for him, but he always catches up. See, he's never too far behind. So I picked up this really big sword after the last boss fight. That's going to help us kill these waves of enemies because it does AoE damage. And the trade-off is that the sword makes you move really slowly. But luckily, the game doesn't care what's in your pocket. It just cares what's in your hand. It's kind of like Counter-Strike. So if you switch to the scythe, you get full speed movement, and then we can switch to the big thing, kill the waves, and then switch back. Can you, sir, be so real with me right now? He did not want to die. Alright, now we're gonna switch that for this money gun because we don't really need the big thing anymore. The sword is just for those waves of rats in that area, and then we never use it again. I'm really excited to see what this box says, because normally you open this box, you see your dad's stuff. It's like a plot reveal that possibly your dad was killed by the owner of the bank, and then the button in English just says "dang." So I don't know what this means, but hopefully it's equally funny.
Well, it's pretty much the same. Like I would say it maybe is a little more casual.
Perfect.
It's like
I feel like
mince alors, and I
I,
just love it.
I feel like casual is the joke, so that's perfect.
Yeah. It's like definitely way too casual for finding out that your dad basically died or
Yeah,
something.
like it's like a big plot reveal, and they're like, "Hot dang, bummer."
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's pretty much the same feeling in French. I just love it so much.
All right. Oh, I don't have enough money. I always forget this after we do that section that we don't get money from those rats, because I mean, why would rats in the sewer have cash on them, you know? So to buy a train ticket, I have to remember to kill some other stuff. But we got there, and now we can cash in the diamond. That gets us 1 million, which is good because we need a whole lot of money. Dillatini over here basically tells us if we can't rob the bank, we have to steal the bank. So we are going to go and launch the bank into space so that we can... I don't know. It's not explained past that. There's not a real plan. It's just launch the bank into space, and hopefully that'll work out for us. So we have to go defeat the bosses again. And at the end of the boss rush, after we kill each boss, we will put a rocket booster in their corner of the map. Once we've done all 4, there will be 4 boosters in 4 corners, which we can use to lift the bank off into the sky. This is pretty much just rehashing the fights we've already done. We just do it in a different order. We start with Yeehaw and then go reverse boss order from there. So it'll be 1, 4, 3, 2, basically, is our boss order, just because it optimizes our movement between bosses. And you will notice that with our movement between these two, where I literally just go in a straight line to the other side of the hallway, and that's our boss. So for this boss, I'm just going to stand still and smack him. So if you have anything, I'm doing nothing interesting for the next like 30 seconds.
I just love how random the story is. I just have to say, I wasn't mute, so you couldn't hear me, but I really had a good laugh. Yeah. So just to say, the donation train, choo-choo train, is working really well. We had a $5 donation from the Valiant Son. I hope that's how we say it. I'm
Indeed.
sorry.
Hi, Jess.
Okay, lovely. And they just say choo-choo. And we got also another $5 anonymous donation, which says choo-choo. Well, it's actually written sugar, which I guess is this sound in English, but I just wanted to turn it to French.
Yeah. Onomatopoeias are interesting. It's interesting that we hear the same noise and then come up with different ways to
Yeah, it's really interesting.
verbalize it.
I really don't know why, but well. And also, we just got a $33 donation from Quacksilver, and they just said,
let's go, Quack.
they said, dang.
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 Quack's the best. Big Quack fan.
And we are only $6 donation to reaching the upgrade category to all level.
What the heck was that? Okay, we're good. That was weird.
So yeah, just $6 away. Thank you.
Nice.
And back to you.
Yeah, I am all about that. We should absolutely make that happen because Pepper Grinder's great and Shovel's great. And more Pepper Grinder is always a good thing. Pepper Grinder is high on my list of like games I really need to play now that I'm home from GDQ and can ostensibly stop playing Turnip Boy as much. But then I made the mistake of downloading Balatro. So that's all I've been doing this week.
That is a big mistake. Like my partner's been playing so much of Balatro when it.
Okay, we're in danger. Okay, we're good. For some reason my mouse went off screen and I clicked out and the window closed. But we're good. We're back. The only reason that's frustrating is if we hold on to our bagged milk there, the pink stuff that comes out when you get damaged, there is a quick kill we can do on this boss by taking damage right when the phase starts, and then it just sinks his health down. So we missed that because the milk got triggered, but not the end of the world. All right, now we are off. Oh, no, I need my scythe. That just happens sometimes. The wand spawns with a similar hitbox to where you need to plant the thing, and they're the same button to interact. So now we launch the bank into space, and someone's got something to say about that. It's this thing. So this is our final boss. The only way to defeat this boss will be to send the bank back to Earth. So we're going to backtrack the way we came and do reverse boss order for going back to where we fought all the bosses, deactivating each of the rocket boosters, and sending the bank plummeting back to Earth, where hopefully we're right and this thing will die. This is the only health refill I get in this boss rush, or in this like final boss segment. So we're now on hope that adds. Yes! Dodging those is actually very hard. Feels very good when you get the timing right. I'm gonna go this way because I know there's a heart there. Oh, why is my mouse doing that? That's like the third time my mouse has gotten stuck in like a weird corner of the screen. Whatever. The important thing is just to not die before the end of the run, and then I'll figure out what's up with my mouse. Yeah, so we have a pretty... This boss used to be really hard. And then we realized if you do reverse boss order, one, there's a short path between each rocket, and two, you're basically running toward the boss at all times, and the devs didn't really account for the possibility that people might run their face into the boss. And so all of its attacks kind of go over you. All right, and time is coming up when Dilatini bravely sacrifices himself by crashing his bus into the bad guy, saving us from our fate. That is time. And that is Turnip Boy robs a bank.
Oh, GG!
Thanks for hanging out.
Well, that was really fun. I just loved it. Like the Tony Boy games are, on my to-do list, which is really long. But
Felt that.
they just gained a few. How do we say? Like they got upper on the list, basically. If that makes sense.
I'm so glad. Yeah. So yeah, I won't hold this up too much. But I'm happy by 3 if you want to watch me stream, and I'm actually doing it because I need to do it more. It's just Twitch/happy by 3. You can also usually catch me commentating or hosting at an event on weekends. Yeah, that's kind of my whole spiel. Come watch me play video games or see what events I'm hosting at. And stick around for Pepper Grinder if you weren't planning on it, because that run slaps. It's going to be amazing. And I will be back in like 10 seconds because I'm hosting the next couple runs. So I will see all of y'all in just a second. But yeah, thanks for watching. Bye.
Well, and thank you so much for the run. It was really nice and fun. Like I don't know, I don't know how you were, Chad, but I had the loveliest time. So, just a quick reminder that we are only $6 away from our goal for Pepper Grinder to upgrade the category to all levels. So yeah, if you can afford donating, exclamation mark donate in chat, you can definitely put your money into that because we really want to see what how all levels is all about. And yeah, that was me. Thank you all for sticking around. And yeah, I'm leaving the stage. And the next person will be hosting is none other than happy by 3 that you just saw running. And voila. Cheers, you all. See you later.
Right. Hello, everybody. It's me again. The same Happy by 3 as before. As previously mentioned, I will be hanging out and hosting for y'all for the next couple of runs. We've got Sackboy's Prehistoric Moves coming up with Fire Thief, and then Sonic Origins by Snowball SMB. And then I will not be hosting for Pepper Grinder, but you better believe I'll be hanging out in chat for Pepper Grinder because, come on, it's Pepper Grinder. So I'm going to let y'all hang with the smooth tunes of Cave Story briefly while I wait for our next run to get set up. And as soon as we're ready to go, I will let y'all know and we'll get partying.